Okay, in case you are not like a professional and an advanced specialist when it comes to sampling breaks or chopping breaks, whatever, you can use these techniques for jungle drum and bass, for hip hop as well, and for anything else you would like to do. So today I want to do a quick tutorial on this, how I chop up my breaks, and I'm using this old-fashioned software from Propeller Heads, which is called Recycle. It's really old, and I think it has some bugs because sometimes here are some bump sounds even when I just browse through the samples. Anyway, let's start with it. I have the famous cold sweat break I mentioned in my super sharpshooter tutorial, or breakdown, or attempt, whatever you like to call it. This is the cold sweat break. All right, just a short one. I open it and you see the wave shape. And the first thing you should do is check out if the locator is here on the starting point and here on the end point. It's just the loop. If I press play, you can see how the loop is going. All right, so I stop it. The next thing I'm going to do is like chopping up or giving the computer or the software the points where it should slice or cut the samples. The most easiest way is to use this one. It's sense, and you see there are coming some more. I'm already at 99%, I guess it should be percent, and yeah, so I think there is something in between I should check out. I'm always listen to the chops I made before I save it. So I press here like, and I hear a little click. And I don't like clicks because later, if you process it, you might process those clicks as well. It's still, sometimes you have to zoom in and find out when the sound is changing. I think it's still, I think it's a very hard one here, because I still got clicks. Maybe I went too far back. Still clicks. No, maybe here. Still clicks. Still clicks. Oh, I guess it's this one actually. Yeah, it's this one here. Maybe it's kind of a crackle from the record or something. But I'm sure that it's this one and not here. So I was actually right. So let's go to the next one. But here is another click, definitely. But now it's gone. Well, this is it after, and that's what the computer suggested. Hear the click, but you can see here when the wave is actually changing, when the new hit it's starting. So this is fine. So on to the next one. I think here's also just a tiny bit. You just move the slice a tiny bit before the just move it a tiny bit before the transient actually starts. Sometimes it's fine, you can just go with it, but make sure that you check this across the whole file, because otherwise when you come to the mixdown stage you will see that maybe these clicks are really annoying. And this is also for any other audio file. If you cut it in a DAW, you check out where the zero crossing is, or use a fade in or fade out. So that's that's also fine. Well, this is actually nothing here. I can delete it, like a click right and then delete. So another, so that's fine. Fortunately, this one was a short one, so I checked every chop. Like, this is a bit annoying. Maybe you can just get it out with a restoration software like Audition or Isotope RX, something like this. Maybe you can just edit it and make this crackle disappear. The next thing I'm going to do before I save it, I will check how many bars this is. So this one is easy, 1 snare, 2 snare, so it's just 1 bar. So it gives me right away the speed, it's 166. So, and then you can say save as. Save it into a folder and it saves it as an RX2 file. So you can open it with the legendary Dr. Rex from Propellerhead's Reason or Contact Battery, and I think a lot of other samplers can read this file. So if you want to find out where to find those breaks and you don't like to do this process, you can check out the website Rhythm Lab. So on Rhythm Lab there are actually every drum break ever used, I think, already in different versions, sometimes in an RX2 format. You can just download it from there, it's free. But sometimes you have your own breaks. Maybe you created your own break and with a drum plugin or something else. So this can be very helpful. Or you just have found something special on a record or in a file and you want to sample it and make it fit into a sampler. So I like to use this one. It's Battery by Native Instruments. I'm using it for a long time, I think since version 1. And but Logic has a nice feature, and it just here's our cold sweat. It just drag it in here. Oh, that's okay. So it creates kind of a folder, and I unpack the folder because I want the slices. So click here. So I have the slices, and the good thing with the Rex format is you can just change the tempo and it adjusts it correctly to the breaks. So sometimes if you make it too slow, you will end up with gaps in between. But anyway, I go up to 160, which is a bit slower than the original, but it works. So the next thing, and so you see all the slices here, and then you mark everything, make a right click on it, go to convert, create new sample track, click it, that's fine. Select regions and the sampler, because we want to have all these regions in a special key zone. So then it automatically opens the sampler of Logic, and so here I can just tune and everything, but I want to use this like it is in my battery, and battery doesn't have this feature. I can't convert anything into battery. So I just drag the just created MIDI on my battery track, and afterwards I just drag my RX2 file on the first cell of battery, and then I have it here. So, and if you have a sample break which has a certain groove, like you see here, these tiny gaps, it's not like 100% on the grid. So that's the timing the drummer played back at the recording day. And sometimes you want to prevent these. You want to keep it. You want to keep the groove, especially with the ghost notes in between. Like this, you have it now in battery. You can use it. You can also quantize it. It's easy. You can just go here, select your desired grid, and then go with it. I hope you like this tutorial, and if you want to have more of these, you can just write it down below in the comments what you would like to see. Yeah, and then happy sampling, and see you later. Bye bye.